Ladies, hope you're enjoying Grind Pretty Fest. My name is Jaaion, and today we'll be making fried salmon and grits for brunch. Are you guys hungry? I know I am. Let's get to it. So, let's go through our ingredients. We have buttermilk, we have grits, heavy whipping cream, vodka. I use Taka vodka. That's all you need. You want something cheap. Don't use anything expensive because you're cooking alcohol flavor out of this. Buffalo sauce, red and yellow peppers, wild raised salmon. We don't want farm raised because they're swimming their own poo-poo. We don't want that. We have a herb mix of dill, chives, and parsley, unsalted butter, sun-dried tomatoes, yellow seasoning fish fry, minced garlic, coarse black pepper, ground turmeric, blackened spice, and kosher salt. First, let's get started with the grits. What do you need to make grits? You need 4 things. You need grits, because you're making grits. You need heavy cream, butter, and salt. Let me show you how it's done. So first thing we're going to add is heavy cream. The measurements will be in the description of this video, so don't worry. Then we're going to add butter, 1 stick or 1 pound. It may seem like a lot, but trust me, good flavor at the end. After we add the butter, we will add 1 teaspoon of salt for now, because you don't want to over salt, so we'll add a little bit of salt now and a little bit more at the end. You let your mixture come to a boil, and then we'll add the grits and turn it down. Once the water comes to a boil, then we add our grits. Turn the flame down a little bit, or if you're at home, turn it down to a medium heat. We'll say 5 on your stove. You take your whisk. You should have a whisk at home, ladies. And you stir. You stir, you stir, you stir. Then you turn it down to a lower heat. At home, go down to a 4 on your, if you have an electric stove. If you have a gas stove, call me to come to your house to cook. Stir your grits for 2 to 3 minutes. You want to make sure all the flavors are incorporated. The butter, the salt, and the cream all act as one big family. Now it's time to deep fry this salmon. Now, if you're on a diet, you can't eat this every day, but it's Sunday. Live a little, right? Let's go through it. We're going to use buttermilk. Pour a little bit in our little pan here. Then a little bit of buffalo sauce. Make it a little bit of kick, but not much. Just a little bit. Then we're going to mix that up. We'll take and mix it up until it's pink. And what that does, it gives your salmon depth of flavor. Trust me on this one. Now on the dry side, all we need for this is blackened spice. You can get this from your local grocery store. You just want to put a light coating over the salmon. That also gives you depth of flavor and also a Cajun, not spicy, feel to what we're doing. So now it's time to fry. We'll take our mixture over to the fryer. Let's get it. Take our salmon. So now we take our salmon. Remember, don't season this side because presentation, and we don't want it to be salty. We dredge it in our mixture. You want to make sure that it's nice and coated, just like that. Nice and coated. Then we put it into our seasoned flour, just like so. And we're going to fry this for about 5 minutes. Actually, not for about 4 or 5 minutes. Not 4, not 6. 5 minutes. You can set a timer to it if you want. When it's coated properly, it should look like this. Shake the excess off. Drop it in. Now, let's talk about how to fry. When you fry, do not drop it in there because you're going to get a new tattoo that you didn't want. So when you drop it in there, you set it in there like that. Wait a little bit and gently place it down. Do not be afraid of the grease, okay? Let that go for 5 minutes. I'll be right back. All right, after 5 minutes, you want to pull it out. As you can see, golden brown, crispy, and it'll still be juicy. Now it's time to make the sauce. You guys ready? Let's do this. You want this on a medium-high heat. If you have an electric stove, put it on 7. If you have a gas stove, you want the flame to come a little bit over the grate, just like that. You cook this on a high heat for a reason. I'll show you why in a second. I'm gonna start with canola oil. You wanna use 1 ounce of canola oil. Now, $1 million question. How do I know when my pot is hot enough? Once your oil moves around the pan like water, you know it's ready to go. So next, we'll start with peppers, garlic. We're gonna add a pinch of salt. Now I'm gonna take it off here. We're gonna add a little bit of vodka so it doesn't create that flame again. Let it reduce by half, and then we add our heavy cream. Now you can swirl the pan around like this, or you can take your spoon, whatever works better for you. While this is reducing or getting thick, we want to add a pinch of salt, and we want to add 2 tablespoons of blackened spice. This is going to be the star of the show. So you can be generous. It won't make it salty or spicy. You'll be fine. Then we'll add turmeric. 1 teaspoon turmeric, and then we take our spoon and we stir it up. We are then going to add sun-dried tomatoes. Then we'll add our herb mix. Beautiful. At this point, the sauce is thick enough, we can turn the flame off. You can take your spoon and stir it like that. What you come up with is this beautiful, yellow, bright, vibrant sauce with the sun-dried tomato and herbs in it. It's gonna look great on the plate. And speaking of plate, now it's time to plate, my favorite thing to do. Allow me to be selfish for a second. This is my favorite part of cooking. Favorite. You know, as a kid, they said don't play with your food. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm a grown man. Let's do this. First, we take our grits. Now, let's talk about plating. When you plate, you want to start in the center of the plate. So you can almost draw like a circle that's half the size of this plate, and you want to keep all your food nice and tight in the middle because you want this to be more picturesque, right? So watch how I do this. First, we take our creamy grits and we go smack dab in the middle, just like that. Now, you want to do 2 scoops because 1 will be greedy, but then also you want a little bit of height. Just like that in the middle, right? Voila. Next, we take our beautiful salmon fillet. You come in on it and you want to lay it right in the middle. Just like that. The grits will sprout a little bit. Totally fine, nothing wrong with that. Now, take your beautiful sauce. I want you to layer it on top, just like this. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we layer it on top. Look at that. What do you think so far? You hungry? The last thing you need to do, garnish it. We take some of our herb mix from earlier. Take a little bit. I don't want to do salt bae because I'm not going to be sued, but you can do salt bae at home. But just take it and sprinkle it over the top. Go all over the plate. You want to make it festive because brunch is fun. We love brunch, right? Who's at home drinking a mimosa right now? Let me know. Take the rest of it and come over the plate just like that. And there you have it. Look at this. It's colorful, it's flavorful, it yells brunch. This goes great with a nice champagne mimosa. And if you want a tip, add a little bit of Grand Marnier to your mimosa. You can thank me later. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks to Mimi at Grind Pretty. Thanks to Food and Lifestyle TV. Thanks to Q. Thanks to Jackie. Thanks to Depot. Thanks to everybody that made this video possible. I'm tired of talking. I'm going to eat this for you guys to make sure that it tastes the way you want. So, Chef Jaaion over and out. This is coming with me.